Hello everyone, my name is Chaster, and today we're going to be doing a top 5 GTA Online video, and today's theme is going to be classic muscle cars. So if you're into muscle cars from the 60s and 70s, then you may want to watch this video all the way through to see all of the cool cars in GTA Online. But before we get into the video, I do want to give a disclaimer. This video is opinionated and I didn't do any crazy testing to figure out which is the best value, which is the fastest, which has the best handling. I didn't do anything like that. This video is just me recommending my top 5 favorite classic muscle cars in GTA Online in case you guys want to buy these cars to add to your garage. And one more thing before we get into the video, this is my first video on my channel, so make sure to go hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Coming in at number 1, we have the Gauntlet Classic, which is based off the 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. It comes in at $615,000, which is a little bit of a steep price, but compared to other cars in the game, at least you're not paying millions of dollars to get a cool looking car. It has a top speed of 125 miles per hour, so it's definitely not slow at any means. And plus, since it is a muscle car after all, you can get that crazy acceleration if you do wheelies, and it definitely does those well. It also is probably the best sounding car in this list. I mean, listen to the deep rumble of this engine. It has great handling, but I have noticed that it slows down quite a bit when you're cutting corners, which is to be expected from any car in GTA Online, but I have noticed that this one actually slows down a little bit more than other cars. So if you're trying to track this car, it may not be the best option because it does slow down quite a lot on curves and corners. One big plus about this car is the customization. There is so many customization options. You can definitely make this car your own. You can either go with something simple or something absolutely insane looking. And if you want to take it to the next step, you can actually take this car to Benny's Customs and make it into a race car, which that car looks, it's absolutely insane. So overall, this car performs very well. It looks good, it sounds good, and I love the paint job that I went with on my version of this car. With the lime green and the carbon hood, it looks just like a 1970s Dodge Challenger RT. Coming in at number 2, we have the Classy Impala, which is based off the 1967 Chevy Impala. It comes in at $332,000, which, to be honest, that is kind of a steal for a car like this. One of my complaints with this car is the sound. Unlike the Gauntlet Classic, it does have a little bit of a weaker sound. I was expecting a little bit more, but honestly, it's not a deal breaker or anything like that. I just wish it had a little bit of a beefier sound. Is beefier a word? I don't know. The handling is great. You can literally choose to drift or track this car. If you want to drift around corners, you can definitely do that by activating the handbrake, or if you want to cut corners and track this car, it can do that as well. It has a top speed of 115 miles per hour, but it does have a pretty quick acceleration. And also, a little side note, if you're a fan of the show Supernatural, then you will fall in love with this car, because in that show they use a 1967 Chevy Impala, all blacked out, and it looks great. And that's what I went for with my version of this car. I blacked it out, kept it simple, and it looks great. Coming in at number 3, we have the Classy Vamos, and it is based off the 3rd gen Chevy Nova, and it comes in at $596,000, so not cheap but not expensive either. It has a very good sound, definitely one of the best sounding cars in this list, and it also can do very long wheelies. I don't know if it's a glitch or what, but this car will literally stand in the air for a minute if you wanted it to. I don't know what it is, but this thing loves wheelies, and it definitely can get that acceleration if you can launch it right. So the top speed of this car is 125 miles per hour, so it's pretty fast, but the downside of this car is that it's uncontrollable. Once you get to those top speeds, if you accidentally press a key or flick an analog stick, you will go rolling. I think Rockstar should actually take a look at this, because this is one of my favorite cars in the game, and sometimes I don't even drive it because of how the handling is on the car. Now, I don't want to say like don't buy this car because of the handling, because it is still fun to drive. If you like doing drifting and all those crazy stunts and stuff, the Classy Vamos does really well in that situation, but the handling is a little bit uncontrollable at times. But again, it looks absolutely great, has tons of customization. I was trying to make it look like a 3rd gen Chevy Nova as much as I could, and a lot of Chevy Novas are actually dark blue with white stripes, so I went with that look, and it looks so good and it sounds amazing. Overall, a really fun car. Coming in at number 4, we have the Dominator Classic. It is based off the 1969 Ford Mustang, and it comes in at $1.2 million, which is a very steep price. It honestly kind of hurt my soul when I had to buy this car, but it honestly is so worth it. It has a really good sound, and it's very fast. The top speed is 131 miles per hour. This thing is a monster. Like, the handling is insane. It is so good for tracking, cutting corners like crazy, so good on curves. It doesn't even slow down, has tons of customization options. Obviously, since it is a part of the tuner's update, you can literally make this thing look insane, or you can go with something simple like I did with the yellow paint job and the black accents. And even though I wasn't going to say which car was the best, this car obviously is the best car in this class. With the top speed and the handling, it just will demolish all of these cars on this list. Overall, one of my favorite cars in the game, and it is so fun to drive. Coming in at number 5, I kind of wanted to throw in an oddball, and that oddball is the Vapid Blade. This car got added into the game in 2014, which wasn't too long after the game launched. This car is based off the 1965 Ford Falcon, and it comes in at $160,000. So this car is very cheap, but it looks absolutely amazing. It doesn't have a lot of customization. Rockstar didn't really put too much customization into their cars early on into the game, but it just looks great. Even though it's not the fastest or anything like that, this car's driving experience is out of this world. Just going around, doing drag races and things like that, it is so much fun. It has a top speed of 115 miles per hour. So like I said, it's not the craziest fastest car in the game, but it is so much fun to drive. And I think the best thing about this car is the wheelies. If you can get a good launch on this car, you will be ahead of everyone for a couple of seconds at least. It matters what kind of cars you're going against, but I think if you pull up with this car into a car meet or a race, people will have to do a double look, because not a lot of people use this car. And I think that's one thing that I like to strive for in GTA Online, is to make cars that other people don't usually see in GTA Online. So that's why I use the Vapid Blade quite a lot. So that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been wanting to make one of these videos for a long time now, and this is definitely not going to be my last. I would love to keep this series going. If you guys have any suggestions on what type of cars I should do next, make sure to go down in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. Since this is a new channel, I quickly want to say, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, that will be linked down in the description. Also, my Discord server will also be linked down in the description if you guys want to join that. Super active on both. And if you enjoyed today's video, it'd be awesome if you could take some time and hit that subscribe button. More videos coming soon. I would like to upload one video on this channel every week, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.